Hey, welcome back, and now we're going to do part 2 of our housebreaking series. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so what we're going to discuss now is, where did your puppy or new dog come from? Did it come from a breeder, a foster home, a pet store, or unfortunately that would kind of coincide with puppy mill. Where did your dog have its formative time in puppyhood? And that's from the time they're born to the time that they're adopted out, because that's what I want to talk about, is that little part of time right there. Now that's where they learn where to go potty. The first few weeks the mom takes care of it for them, because they're little and their eyes are closed, they're crawling around, and she just cleans everything up. But once they get a little bit bigger, then they're on their own, and they will potty anywhere they feel like it, because they don't know any different. So this is where some real major housebreaking problems start creeping in. If the dog was in a puppy mill or a pet store, well, those dogs they can be really tough to housebreak, because during that time period they were taught to go in a crate, usually puppy mill, bad conditions, of course, everybody knows, and then they leave there and they come to the pet store where they're kept in a crate-like enclosure and with grates on the bottom, and they learn to go there. So that makes crate training very difficult. Now with a breeder, it's kind of hard for the breeders, especially if they have little dogs like Yorkies, Shih Tzus, any small breed. They usually try to housebreak on wee-wee pads. Back in the day, they would use linoleum, they'd use newspapers, back when newspapers were a thing. And I can't tell you how many countless people those were the two items. They go, well, every time I put down my Sunday newspaper, my dog pees on it. Well, that's because they were trained to pee on it. Now, back then, wee-wee pads, they were out, but they weren't as popular as they are now. The dogs need to learn that they're not going in a room. They're not going to potty in a room. Oh, the other thing is using carpet. Yeah, that was linoleum and newspaper and carpet. And carpet was the worst, because everybody's house has some kind of carpeting, throw rugs, whatnot. So these little guys all got taught to go on these items. That was acceptable during their formative time period. And back to the small dogs, a lot of the breeders don't want to take these little guys outside, because that can be dangerous. They're hamster size. I mean, they're teeny tiny little things, and with the larger breeds, they're more roly-poly, and you can take them out easier. So that's why it's generally easier to house train a big dog, crate train a big dog. Now with the shelter dog, they generally learn to go to the bathroom on concrete. So you've got all these different surfaces and enclosures that dogs are exposed to, where they learn it's acceptable to go there. Now how you get around this and you fix it, because sometimes it can be really tough, and especially with little dogs, they go, nah, I know I can go in here and I'll just hide it over in the corner. You'll never see it because it's raining out or whatnot. So you got quite the task, but that's why I stress to people, you've got to stick to a schedule. And I talked about this in the previous video. You've got to control what goes in, food, water, and then you've got to time it perfectly. So when you take them outside, then the odds are they're going to go to the bathroom, and you can get all excited about it. The minute, I'm talking while they're going to the bathroom, you don't startle them, but go, oh, good pee-pee potty, yay, excellent. And sometimes I'll even pat them, telling them, that is the best pee-pee potty. And I'll say pee-pee potty a bazillion times. I don't care who looks at me. I have a mission, housebreak the dog. And then, of course, if they go poopy, well, then oh, excellent poopy. Now, why I actually say the words is, people say, dogs don't know, they don't understand that much. Yeah, right. They are smarter than us in a lot of cases, because they have nothing else to do. But think. So, especially when I had to housebreak all 5 of my puppies who are now 8 years old, if one of them had an accident in the house, it was kind of funny, but not. If one of them had an accident in the house, then I could say, "Who did this pee-pee potty?" And you would see one just creep away like, "I know I did that." So go ahead and label it. Let them know the 2 items they're doing, and get real excited during the event of them going. And then just excellent, wonderful. Don't worry about what people think if you're in a park or anything. Just get excited. Now, handling the problems in the crate. Don't flip out on them. Just be stern. Now, my husband has always said, because he never owned a dog at all before I came along, and he's always said, it just doesn't sound like you're getting mad at him enough. Oh, they know. They know my facial expressions. They know my voice inflections, and I'm not mean. I don't flip out, but what I do is I say, "Oh God, no! Oh, this is horrible." Scrunch up my eyes and bad potty in the crate. And I'm always labeling things because they're learning. They do speak English once you teach it to them. And oh, bad. Oh, potties go outside. So to back up, the process is, oh, you want to go outside? Excitement. If they don't potty outside, bring them back in, put them in the crate. And if they potty in their crate, then, oh, that's a horrible potty in the crate. Oh, bad pee-pee potty in the crate. Oh, how could you do that? Scrunch up your eyes, but you don't need to yell at them and all the carrying on that some people I've seen do. So here comes the timing part. You give them their food and their water, and then you wait 20 minutes, and I've already gone over this in brief before. You wait 20 minutes, put them in their crate, let them wait there, keep an eye on them, and then you go and you take them out. Now, during the start of this, you're going to do this repeatedly till you have accomplished the goal of them going outside, and you can praise them, because we want to focus on that praise. And so as you wait 20 minutes, take them out. Wait 20 minutes, take them out. And then eventually they're going to go to the bathroom outside. Then you can do the, oh yay, and label it of good poopy or whatnot. Now, if you wait 20 minutes and you take them out, and then you wait 20 more minutes and take them out, and then they go in the crate and they didn't go outside, that's when you use a repercussion of, oh God, bad potty in the crate. So the key here is feed them, water them, wait 20 minutes, keep an eye on them, keep taking them out. If they don't do anything, bring them back in, put them in the crate. It's kind of like a holding area. And then keep doing that until either they have an accident in the crate and you can reprimand them, or the goal is accomplished outside. So it's all the timing. It's these steps that have to fall together. Now, with that being said, when they're small puppies, during the formative times, that they have already learned to go somewhere, whether it be concrete, linoleum, carpet, all that, unless they were kept outside, like some of the larger dogs. My breeder, she had a huge pen, and I'm talking about Alex. So these puppies were huge puppies, and they could stay out in the pen all day long, and that really, really helped with housebreaking. The smaller breeds, they very rarely go out when they're little puppies. So you're going to have some challenges you're going to have to overcome. And, things that they are apt to pee on, don't put them near them. Now, if you use wee-wee pads, that works pretty well, but don't put the wee-wee pad in the crate. Put the wee-wee pad, start them outside. let them put a used wee-wee pad outside, and then they can smell it and correlate the smell with the action, and you'll start moving them out. So the only problem I have with wee-wee pads, is people use them inside, and that's basically teaching the dog to go on an item in the house, which herein lies the problem. You want them to go outside, not in the house. So if they learn that when they come to your home and they're new, they go, well, it's okay to go in the house. So that's why I've never used wee-wee pads. But if you choose to, go ahead and do it, but keep it very limited. I would actually let them use the wee-wee pad once, and then I would cut it out. I would take it out in the backyard, let them smell it, use that as a point of reference of this is where you're going to go now. And they let them go on the wee-wee pad outside, and then start migrating them onto the grass or wherever you choose they go. I also want you to think back about when you got your dog. Did you go and look at the conditions they were living in? I always stress, go and look at everything. Ask questions, whether it's a breeder or wherever you're at. Now, a pet store, they're not going to help you at all. We all know they come from puppy mills for the most part, and they're housed in crate-like environments. Those are tough. But when you go to a breeder, or foster home, or a shelter, look at the conditions. Are they clean? Does it look like they have a schedule going? Are they being consistent, or are they just letting the dogs and puppies go harry-carry and they just clean up real quick before you get there? You'll be able to tell, trust me. So think back about all those conditions and how they relate to your current condition of housebreaking your dog. And a lot of times you can diagnose the problem from that and correct it in your own home. But just it's something to think about, because that's where a lot of problems stem from, is that formative time. Just be consistent, use that schedule that I gave you, make it your own, write it out to your life, and then be consistent. And don't leave the food down, don't leave the water down, and use that crate as a confinement area. Now, we're going to talk a lot more about crates here soon, but what you want to do with the crate is create their own little bedroom. That's their space. It's their safe space. It's where they can go if they're tired. And you got to teach them that, and that countermands this is my bathroom area when I feel like it. So, okay, next I'd say let's talk about kennels, crates. So I will see you then.